Testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. I'm coming on a little earlier than expected. I was going to come on at 10 p.m., but I decided to come on now. I just left TikTok and trying to lure some people over to check out. We're going to be talking about the Essen Festival out in New Orleans, Louisiana, my home city, and why it's becoming a failure under African leadership. Okay, so we're going to talk about how Africans and Caribbeans are stealing the culture of American success. Essen Festival. This is a real deep live. I was meaning to come on and talk about this early on, but of course I'm a truck driver, so I don't have time. So I always try to do these late lives so I can get this going. But we're going to talk about how these Africans and Caribbeans are out here capitalizing off of black people. It's no different than what YT people have done in America. When we talked about what the YT people have done in America, when they have did when Bob Johnson sold a BET to a YT woman because it's no longer owned by black people in America. Bob Johnson sold his soul, and he sold it to YT people, and it's out being and they are running. That's why BET is no longer a success as it used to as we were coming up, because they are now having people that are not our people ruling and taking over. So we're going to talk about this in a few seconds. I love you guys. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like buttons. Also share the video. Remember, I love you guys, and all glory to the Most High and so much honor to the tribe. Y'all remember, it's 9:31. And I know a lot of you guys are depending on what time zone you are in. Y'all make sure y'all come in and hit the like buttons. Let's get them like buttons up, and also share the video. And this is, like I said, this is one of them conversations that need to be said. What I want to talk about is how Essen Festival in New Orleans have all of a sudden been ran by Africans and Caribbean people, and that is the downfall of American black success that has been going on for a very long time. Give me a few more minutes and we will be going on. Welcome. And I'm here. Let me see if I can get some light up in here in the truck. You know what I'm saying? I'm live in the truck. And I said I was going to come on and do this live, and I am doing this live. Okay. One of the things, the reason why I am doing this live, because it has to be said. Okay. We're talking about, we can't have shit. Excuse my French, and I don't like, because I'm monetized. I'm just going to see the S word. But we can't have nothing. And we talked about this multiple times, that this has been going on. We've seen effectively what's happening. And right before our eyes, people are continuously taking our culture, taking the things that we have and what's great about our people. I remember coming up watching Jet Magazine and watching the Aboriginal American Indians, our black people in America. We watched our beautiful people, our beautiful women on Jet Magazine, and we watch Essen Magazine. We watched this for many years. This is, and the reputations of our people was always our melanated people. It has always been what represents this country, is the beauty of our people. Okay, so we're going to talk about this. Okay, so We're gonna read this stuff. Um, First of all, I am not FBA. Okay, I am not FBA. I don't know if you on if you just coming in to this you have not heard anything about our people. I don't represent FBA. I am not FBA. So don't just coming in here assuming and putting everybody with FBA. This is not FBA. I don't know what you're talking about, sir. Okay? My people are Creole American Indians. So we don't, so yes, there are FBA people I follow and I support, but I am not the FBA. So I don't know what you're talking about. And as far as far as it go, we're gonna talk the real. And why did did black people sell to Caribbeans and African people? It's because they do what they do. Money. They have always given themselves and sold their souls to money. Why? Why did Bob Johnson, who owned BET, was an American black man who sold BET to a YT woman? So it's obvious it's money. It's obvious it's money, sir. Okay? So the bottom line is, but we're going to set the record straight that these culture vultures who are coming into this country, and what they have done is they're making our culture and erasing what we have built, and they are making it their culture. They're turning things and making it their culture. Okay? So we're talking about this stuff. Okay? Oh, I know what I am, sir. You say you are a Creole, which is correct. But in essence, well, thank you for acknowledging who I am. Okay? there's no, I know who I am. Okay? There, thank you for acknowledging who I am, because I already know who I am. Okay? But the problem is, we got to get down to what the problem is with our people. You have to ask questions. Why did our people who own all the coastline in California, excuse me, give me a second, y'all. So we asked the question, and I'm choking up. I've been dealing with allergies, all kinds of stuff. So we talked about this, and this goes way back. We talked about Bruce Beach. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Bruce Beach. Now, Bruce Beach, there was a man who owned so much land and coastline in California. And California was an American black man who owned a coastline, and he passed away, and his children had took over Bruce Beach. But his children was greedy, and his children sold that land to YT people for millions and millions of dollars, that wound up becoming $1 billion land that was worth billions. They sold it for millions, and it was worth billions. Okay? And that's what we have done as American black people. We hold Jews, and rather than keep our own Jews, we'll sell it. Okay? Now, yes, there are blames to this. There are blames to this, because it shouldn't have never went to Caribbean people. It shouldn't have never went to African people. It shouldn't have never been sold to them. So I hold them responsible for selling out to Caribbean and African people, selling out something that belonged to black people here in America. Okay, that would be like me going into Africa and buying something in Africa and making it American. It would be wrong for me to do that. So Africans didn't just buy it and just throw a little twist to it. They're making it African and Caribbean culture rather than preserve the American culture, they are changing the culture. And that's what I have a problem with. Africans get very upset. They get very upset when they found out Zulu, that blacks were in New Orleans celebrating Zulu. And because they seen black people in America with black face, they assumed that that was making a mockery of their people. And they had a problem, okay? They had a serious problem because of that, okay? So you have to understand, sir, that they got offended when they seen black people celebrating and honoring, actually honoring Africans. Africans are not honoring black people in America. They're taking their culture. And it has to be said. All of these things that I'm telling you has to be talked about. They're not honoring black people's culture. They're taking black people's culture with African culture. And they're bringing in their own culture to diminish black people's culture. Okay? So we're going to read this. Lawrence said all of our uh, um, creations and our culture has been stolen. Okay? And we talked about this. So if we're going to talk about what YT people have done, we have to talk about what Africans and Caribbeans have done. We can't just talk about YT people all the time. We got to talk about what others are doing. Okay? We can't just keep blaming the white man for everything. There are things that people with the same skin color is doing to our people. Okay? And that's the issues that we're having. We're having an issue that the fact that once they got into power, their agenda was to change everything that we had built with Essence. And Essence is not popular under African regime. It's not as popular. People are not going to Essence festivals anymore. They're not spending their money for Africans' culture. Okay? That's a problem. Okay? African and Caribbeans are going over here overtaking our culture. And I'm speaking up about it. Now you may not like me speaking up about it, but it's a concern. I don't give a care who sold out and sold it. The bottom line is they're stealing. Okay? It still don't change the fact that they're stealing people of color, American blacks, American Indian blacks, culture, Creole people, foundational blacks, culture. Okay? It does not change the facts. And that's the issues. It's a concern to me because you cannot go into Africa doing the things that they're doing to our people. They are hijacking our culture. Okay? You can't do the things that they're doing and they're bringing their own culture in here. You can't do that with African people. And African people will mock us and turn around and say that they invented Essence. They'll turn around and say that they're the founders of Essence. They'll turn around and say that we don't have a culture, that our culture belongs to them. That's the issues I have. That's the issues I have with Africans. That Africans will mock black people in this country. They will mock us and turn around and say we don't have a culture. They'll kick their foot right up our ass and turn around and mock our people and said that our culture belongs to them and that we're slaves. And that's the issues that I have with them, Mo. Shout out to Mo. That's the issues. And we're going to have to talk about this stuff. Because when you talk about Jet Magazine, see, before Essence, it was Jet. And Jet was to embrace our Afro culture here in America. That our beautiful people, that to show us in another way, in another look, to show how beautiful our melanated women was, how beautiful our melanated men was, to give an outlook to America that we're not Pookies and freaking Ray Rays, to show us in a higher perspective than a lower perspective. That's what Jet Magazine was for. And then they went on with Essence. And Essence magazine was to portray us in a beautiful way. And now you got Africans who have thrown themselves in. When you remember them Afro Sheen commercials, y'all remember them Afro Sheen commercials? Afro Sheens, our women had the Afro Sheens, and to this day, Africans think Afro means African. To this day, they think that Afro means African, and it has nothing to do with African. Many Africans have wrote articles that Afro hair irks Africans, that it disgusts Africans. It's disgusting that they have them hairstyles because let's be honest, a lot of Africans are jealous of melanated black people, foundational black people, black American Indian black people. They are jealous because they're not as hairy as black people in this country. And a lot of them don't grow as much as hair as our women do. So when our women were having Afro sheen, what they would do is say that it meant African, and it had nothing to do with Africa. So we have articles and articles that Africans have said it out their mouth that the Afro hair is a United States original. How many times I have posted that on my TikTok, have showed it on here that Afro hair is a United States original, and that 40 million of the blacks don't come from Africa. That 40 million of the blacks are not Africans. That came from African people. That didn't come from me. That came from African. We have showed proof time and time that African has never claimed black people. The only time they claim black people in America is when they can capitalize off of black people. The only time that they say that they're black is when they can capitalize. There's not a people in the world that is called black, because black is a derogatory term to us. There's not a country that calls people white. European countries, Europe don't call themselves white. African countries don't call themselves black. All black and white only comes from the racism of America. Racism of America separated the two. There's not another country that talks and say that their women are black. Yeah, I brought that up about Jet Magazine. It started with Jet Magazine. Before Essence, it started with Jet Magazine. And Jet Magazine was to show and embrace the beauty of our people. It was there to embrace the beauty of our women, the beauty of our men, because they were stereotyping our men and women. So they had that. So they came out with a magazine that was showing how beautiful our women were, how beautiful our men were. And that's when they came up with Essence. And Essence came, then they had the Essence Festival, which has been going on in New Orleans forever. And then because New Orleans is a gumbo, and they have so many different cultures in New Orleans, that's when Africa felt that they can come over and jump on the bandwagon. And they wanted to purchase that. And not only, they're out here, they purchase it so they can come here and capitalize on it. And many Caribbeans are not giving credit to the original people of this land. And shout out to the Caribbeans. I love many Caribbean people. And I'm not saying all Caribbeans. There are many Haitians that give a lot of respect to our people. But there are a lot of them who think they're Africans. There are a lot of Caribbean people who believe they're Africans. And there are a lot of Caribbeans that don't believe they're Africans. So I'm not talking about all Caribbean people. I'm not talking about them, because many of these Caribbean people are West Indians. We know that they're Indians, And not all of them come from Africa. We know about these things. We know. But we're sick and tired of people stumping on our people to and branding and stealing. And we're gonna call them out. And you don't have to like that I'm calling you out. We're gonna call you out because that's not your culture. Essence was not for you. And you're stealing and you're not congratulating. And you're pushing your culture up our throat. And you bought it so you can steal. You bought it so you can you bought it to bring others in here. To shove it in our face. You're no different than YT people who bought. And I blame our people for this. I blame Bob Johnson ass. He could have sold it to any black person. But he wanted to stay. He's a billionaire. He could have sold it to any melanated black person in this country. But he sold it to a YT woman. He sold it to a YT woman. And shout out to Sister Walker. He sold it to a YT woman. And nobody watches BET no more. Nobody watches BET no more. It's supposed to be black entertainment. And they showing YT programs on there. That's the same shit happening. It's no different than what Africans are doing with Essence. And their numbers are going down. Their numbers are going down, family. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all hit that like buttons. Show Chief some love. Show Chiefs some love. If you guys would like to donate, you can donate. But y'all show Chief some love by hitting them like buttons and subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe and monetize now. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Y'all hit them like buttons. Even if you can't donate nothing to the channel, hit the like buttons. It's just like donating. Y'all get the algorithm going. Y'all get the algorithm going. Because y'all do that for Chief. Y'all get me out there. You heard me? Now, I'm close to hitting 3K here on YouTube. I'm already almost hitting 20K on TikTok. The algorithm is moving fast for me on TikTok, but it's running slow with me on YouTube. And the only way we're going to grow if we can grow together. Let's support each other. Let's support each other, y'all. I know y'all got y'all favorite content creators. Y'all know how many times I look at the analytics. And I look at the analytics. Do you know how bad it feels that you got more people who be in the bushes and they don't realize that they're giving me views? They won't subscribe, but they want to hear what I got to say, but they won't subscribe. I got more subscribers. They be in there. I got all my subscribers. All the people who follow me, they be are showing some strong support for me. But it's amazing that I seen like 450 people who unsubscribe to me. 450 people watching and they're not even subscribing. Because they out here listening and they don't want to support me, but they want to listen to what I've got to say. And a lot of them people, I'm telling you, they in the bushes. They ain't gonna they don't want, and that's the problem with our melanated people. We be so jealous of each other. We won't even subscribe to each other. We won't even support a brother. But we'll go support anything that has to do with BS. We support gossip channels. We support horrible music channels. We support comedy and all kinds of BS. But when it comes to real consciousness, y'all won't support it. We don't support things that matter to our people. And shame on you. Shame on you. Things that matter to our people. Because then you know what they say? What they talked about in Jim Crow? Sambo won't ever support you. Sambo don't ever want to see you get up here. Sambo gonna always be in the bushes. He don't think you supposed to have. It's a competition when it comes to Sambo. See, let me tell you something about Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom was out there sacrificing his body for women. Uncle Tom was stealing in the kitchen, giving to his people. He was out there giving to the people in the fields, getting beaten. But you see, Sambo, anything that Massa said, Sambo loved Massa. When Massa got sick, he said, Master, you sick? Thank you so much, Dion. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much, Dion. And he said, Master, are you sick? I'm sick too, Master. And what y'all don't understand is that's what we see. That's what we see. What we see is our people will show love for other people and give support for other people. But when it comes to our people, we're in competition with each other. We're in competition with each other. We don't want to see one get over the other because you know why? That happened in Jim Crow times. We are designed to be against each other. We are designed to have hate and dislike for each other. And yeah, I know why a lot of people don't like me, because I call our own people out. They don't like see. They don't mind me talking about Native Americans. They don't mind me talking about Mexican people. They don't mind me talking about African people. But when I hold our own people accountable, then they ask ready to get out and run. And it don't work like that with me. You can't build tribes without people. And if we can't save our community, we can't save our children, we are not able to build. You cannot save tribes without children. And while our children out here wearing their pants off their behind, while our children out here breaking in cars down in New Orleans, people can't even go to Essen Festival while out them breaking in cars. They out here, and then their mama don't know where they at. You heard me? Their mama don't know where they at. My baby is a good child. And then mama, when somebody unalived their baby, he was a good baby. He was a good child. You should have known where your son was. You should have known where your daughter was. You are responsible for your children. And if they're out here doing criminal acts, you are the one that is responsible for that. Because when them street lights used to come on, we had to get our behind inside. We had to get our behind inside. Because you know that switch was waiting for you. That belt was waiting for you. We didn't have no excuses. Our mamas and daddy held us accountable. And half of y'all don't know where your children at. And you don't like it when somebody call you out on it. Because many of you women and men still want to be young. And that's why you don't know where your children at. You want to run the streets and you don't know where your own children at. We got 40-year-old people who still think they're 20. 40-year-old people that still think they're in their 20s. And they get mad with people like me for calling them out. They have not grown up. They're still in a child's mind. When you was a boy, you thought like a boy. When you became a man, you start to think like a man. And that goes for girl and that goes for woman. And there's a time where you're supposed to be moving to a higher consciousness and not a lower vibration. And that's the issues I have with my people. And that's why when we get it, we so blinded by what's going on with Essen Festival. Why Africans can come in and steal from us. Why Caribbeans can come here and steal from us and say we don't have a culture because we ignore it. Shout out to my brother Bronze. Because we ignore these things that go on. We ignore these things. We are troubled people. We are hurt people. We are afraid to talk about that sleazy uncle who been messing around with our daughters. That sleazy uncle who been messing around with our sons. And we got grandmothers who been taking it up. Mamas been taking up for their nasty sons. And we are hurt people. We are hurt people who love to hurt other people. We are hurt people who love to hurt other people. And we refuse to hold ourselves accountable. And while we sitting up here and we sleep on each other, we're sleeping while other people are capitalizing off of us. And we sleep and we sleep and we sleep. And we blame others while we can't capitalize off of our own power. Once your parents work their behind off for you, your parents save and give, your parents leave a foundation for you, and you give it away. You sell your mama's house. You sell your father's house. They gave it to you. And then when your father and your mother told you not to sell it, because if you lose your house, you have somewhere to go. And y'all go sell your mama's house, your daddy's house, the one thing the thing that they gave you. And then you sell it to the YT person who flips it, and they make money off of you. And your mom and daddy told you not to sell it. And you go on and not to listen. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Everything that they gave you. And that's what happened with Bruce Beach. That's what happened in California. This man had a car. He owned a whole coastline. But his greedy children sold it to the right. The YT people took it from their daddy. And they worked, so that man got his land back. And when he passed away, his children sold it right back to the YT people. And they're making billions off of that land. And they sold it for $1 million. And these people were capitalizing, and they got billions of dollars off of their father's land. And this is the ignorancy of our people. And we let people come in and just take our generations of wealth. When you see YT people, they able to pass things over to their children. YT people passing generations and generations and generations of wealth. And we have not learned how to capitalize off that. You teach your children about credit. We don't teach children about credit. All we do is tell them to go buy vehicles. It's the worst thing. I tell my children, go get a used car. Because your used brand new car. Because the most important thing is to get a house. Because a house won't depreciate. A car, as soon as a car get off the lot, it depreciates. Soon as a car get off that lot, it depreciates. And we teaching our children so wrong. And we don't understand these things. That you want, all these children want to do, they want to woo a woman with a car that depreciates. And all we are is materialistic people. Because we act like we never had nothing. We act like, and we make fun of the YT people who are billionaires because they're looking nerdy, because they're wearing a suit and a tie, or they're wearing pro wings, but they're billionaires. And we got to go out and do the most. And you know who gaining off of this? Foreigners. You out there buying all of this Ralph Lawrence. You out here buying this Tommy Hilfiger. You out here buying foreign names, and you making them people rich. And you think because of foreign, it has a French name, that is exotic, that is so special. Black people are the economic engine of America. There's not another people who spend more money in this country than black people in this country. On Black Friday, who you think spends the most money during the holidays? It's nobody but black people. Aboriginal black people are the economic engine of America. They had a rule in the 70s how to sell to a Negro. How to sell to a Negro. Because Negroes were out there spending money. They spend more money than YT people do. YT people save their money. They buy cheap. They go to flea markets. They go to flea markets. They go out there, Strip City, and they saving their money. And we got to have jewelry and expensive things. And we don't have nothing to give to our offsprings. We don't have nothing to leave to our offsprings. And this is an issue. Because we want things so fast. Our people want to live fast. And we want things to come to us so fast. And we don't understand the value of a dollar. Because we have been programmed that you have to buy to look a certain way to be important. And we look down on brothers who wear a suit and tie. But see, back in the 50s, back in the 30s, the 40s, our men were always wearing suit and ties. We were always classy people. And somewhere down the line, we like wearing our pants off of our ass. And we out here telling these little boys that you out here out here giving up your body. You don't know that you promoting your behind. Out here promoting your butt. And we don't tell these young people nothing. Because we're afraid to tell them the truth. And these grown men are looking at their behind. Ain't no little boys. The grown men are looking at them. And these men out here, they know what they're doing. And these little young men are walking around not with the sense of a mind to know that what they're doing. And this has been a culture. This is a culture. This is a culture. This is a horrible culture. We out here thinking that the greatest thing for our children is to be rapping, to play football, to play basketball. We're not teaching our children to be doctors and lawyers. We're not telling our children that they can be greater than what they are. We got our children thinking that they're a nerd or something wrong with them for wanting to do greater things. There's something wrong with our children for wanting to do something different than playing basketball and football and running and track and doing things that these YT people want us to do for entertainment. We ought to be sick of it. We are greater than that. Encourage them to be doctors. We need more doctors that are working on our people that look like us. We need more doctors out there that are working on our people. We need more firemen that look like our people. More police officers that look like our people. But we have these other people who are policing us. And we don't see these things. And the first police need to be parents policing their children. The very first policing should be us policing our own children. And going back to the days where we held our children accountable. I'm so sick of us making excuses why these little bastards out here acting the way they act. I said it. The way these little bastards acting. Embarrassing our culture, embarrassing our people. You can't build a tribe without people. I was just telling a brother today, they're waiting in Chicago. They're waiting in Memphis, Tennessee. They're waiting in New Orleans. These people waiting. That's why I told you, you put your child on for organ donor. They waiting. They're waiting for your child to be an organ donor. They're gonna pull the plug on him or her. They waiting for them to be in. These people waiting for your children organs. You putting them on. Oh, you might save somebody. No, they ain't saving nobody. They're gonna pull that doggone plug on them. My sister wanted to save the world. Rest in peace to my sister. And my sister was telling my brother they trying to unalive her. My sister was screaming. They blew my sister kidneys. And because she decided she had cancer, and because she decided she wanted to be an organ donor, they wasn't trying to save my sister. You be in a coma, you up there. Don't you know when you're in a coma, you can hear them people? You can hear the doctors working on you. You can hear what they saying. And they pull that plug on your ass. You tell them, no, I'm going to wake up. But they didn't pull the plug on you. And next thing you know, they removing your eyes. Next thing, they removing your heart. And they're waiting for us to unalive ourselves. They're waiting for our children. They ain't got to do a doggone thing to us. Because we going to do it to ourselves. They ain't got to wait. They ain't got to wait on nothing. Because we going to do it to ourselves. It's a sad thing that I'm saying. So all I'm telling you is this. African people, Caribbean people, stop taking our culture. It's one thing that you bought the company and you bought it for your people. I mean, you bought it to be close to us or whatever. But you can't stop stealing our culture. Because I'm going to tell you what black people going to do. They're going to stop going to Essen Festival. And I think we should protest. We should not go to Essen Festival. As long as Africans and Caribbeans are in charge of Essence, we should not go support it. We shouldn't support it. Because if they're going to change the culture, we don't need to support them. If they're going to change it to African culture, we don't need to support them. It's an American event. Essence is an American event, not an African event. So until they respect that, don't support them. And I'm telling all of y'all, don't support them. Y'all have a beautiful day. Thank you guys once again. Thank you guys once again. Yeah, it's finished. Once again, thank you guys for all the support. Shout out. It was so good to see you, Mo. It's so good to see you, Sister Walker, and all Brian's and all of you guys who came into the chat. And thank you again, D, for the Cash App. Thank you so much. Much love to you guys. Once again, y'all remember I'm coming on with the power, coming on with, I don't care no more. I don't care. Y'all getting a different Peanut Nola 504. And I don't care who unsubscribe to me. I don't care. You heard me? I don't care no more. I don't care. If you ain't got no grit, you shouldn't follow me anyway. If your feelings get hurt, you don't like the truth, you want people to lie to you, go follow them. If you want people lying to you, go follow them. But if you want somebody who's going to tell you the truth, support my channel. You heard me? Because I'm back, YouTube. I'm back. Oh, yeah. I am back. I am back, and I'm live, and I'm bringing more over here to where I first started, where I first came to, because this was my very first platform, and I'm back. And I want y'all to also follow me on Twitch. I have just started a Twitch account. Follow me on Twitch. I'm also going to be doing some stuff on Twitch. So follow me on Twitch over to Twitch as well. Also follow me on TikTok. Also follow me on Instagram. I am everywhere, you guys. You guys have a lot of y'all sleep tight. Don't let them bed bugs bite. You shouldn't have no bed bugs. You heard me? And you bet not have no, because melanated people, we don't be having no bed bugs. You heard me? So I bet not hear your ass. Let me find out. Let me find out you got a bed bug. You heard me? Let me find out. Let me find out you got bugs in your bed. You heard me? I'm out here. I want to say thank you again for all the prayers. Thank you, Brian, for bringing up the fact that my son did beat cancer. He beat stage 4 cancer. I want you guys to, I am, and thank you so much, Sister Thompson, and thank you so much, Brian, for bringing that up. My son did ring the bell. He is cancer free. And I would like to thank you for bringing that up, brother. Yes, I have been through a lot. My wife had to quit her job, and I was the only one out there working and doing what I have to do. And we were able to overcome this. Without behind a strong man, there's always a strong woman. I thank the Most High for my wife who been standing there strong with us, and I'm just thankful that we didn't lose our son. So thank you so much, brother, for bringing that up.